New construction happens every day. An important component? Concrete. Let's meet the experts at Atlantic Concrete Washout who are working to save the planet and eliminate concrete waste.
My name is Brian Doonan, President and CEO of Atlantic and National Concrete Washout. We place sealed containers on job sites where the mixer trucks and pump trucks wash out their contaminated water and excess concrete. Then we split it apart and recycle it. Well, we've been doing this 20 years, and the biggest thing is educating the public and general contractors and concrete subcontractors to do the right thing and dispose of the concrete washout correctly.
This is significant because in some areas you can't drink, swim in, or fish 40% of the water due to the concrete washout. But the good news is that Brian and his team are doing everything they can to keep it green and be environmentally responsible.
It's like pouring liquid Drano on the ground. It's got a very high pH and it needs to be contained correctly. Containers are completely sealed 100% so nothing spills out on the job site. Our roll-off trucks come in with a vacuum tank on it and we pump off all the contaminated water before we lift the containers so nothing spills out on the ground. We take it to our yard and, well, the water's already split from the concrete, so it goes into another containment area, and then we recycle the concrete, turn it into fines or 57 stone. The best thing is nothing goes to the landfill and takes away the airspace of the landfill. We recycle 100% of our material.
When I met Brian, I met him through a mutual friend, probably over a beer. And I was a project executive and the purchasing manager for Turner Construction in Orlando. And we had large projects. That's pretty much what we focused on. And we're also focusing on environmentally friendly options. And I will say, when I met Brian and I found out that he had this company that recycled concrete, it just seemed like a great option to try.
At all of their locations around the country, they use special equipment to make sure the washout removal is done properly. And they work with local partners in each market.
The mixer truck puts their chute over the top of the container and rinses everything out in there. The concrete goes to the bottom and the water is lighter so it rises to the top. Our container is completely sealed where nothing will spill out on the ground. We capture 100% of the concrete washout off the mixer trucks, and concrete pump trucks contain everything in the sealed container where nothing spills out on the ground. We were green before we started. We had no idea it was going to turn into such an environmental impact.
Yeah, things that I learned over time working with them was that, wow, it was actually cheaper to hire Brian on in Atlantic Concrete Washout. It cleaned up our job site some. We didn't have a bunch of patties laying here and there. It kind of organized our concrete trucks where when they were done pouring, they had to go to a certain area and clean up and wash out. And then we had a path that was kind of predetermined, and it helped my staff, I'm going to say, in their pre-plan for the bigger concrete pours.
Not only is it the right thing to do, Brian says it's cheaper to remove the waste the correct way. And as you know, they live by this commitment.
It's cheaper to do it the right way because by the time you put it on the ground, pay a $25 an hour guy and a $75 an hour machine and pick it up off the ground, then put it in a trash dumpster, and then pay for the hauling on the trash dumpster, and then pay for landfill fees. It adds up to a lot more than what we charge. It's cheaper to do it the right way than it is to try to piece it together and wait for a fine. Every mixer truck hauls about 10 yards of material. And if you're doing an 85-story multi-floor complex, the more mixer trucks, the more washout we have. You can put about 50 to 75 mixer trucks per one container before it's full. We've been doing this about 20 years, and throughout the years we started tracking for the green building projects. The green building incentive, where we weigh it, but I know for a fact we've done more than 1 billion pounds of washout collected. We're green certified, and it goes a long way for contractors and developers to help them get points for their LEED certification. Being green, everything goes by weight, and concrete is extremely heavy. So you get more points using the concrete washout than you could with using 3 or 4 other different items.
Florida Atlantic Washout, I would highly recommend using them for more than one reason. First of all, it's good for the environment, okay? But more than that, it's a cost savings to your project. It doesn't seem like it at first, but when you start adding up the time that's involved with hauling the concrete spoils out, the cost to actually go around and clean up your job site and pick up these concrete patties that tend to gather here and there. Those 2 reasons, it's a cost savings there. And then I'm a believer in a nice organized job site, in a clean job site. You get better attitudes out of your workers, and you get just better quality work in general.
I just like to tell everyone that it's cheaper to do it the right way than it is to put it on the ground and do it the irresponsible way and get fined. At Atlantic and National Concrete Washout, we do it the correct way.
For more information about Atlantic Concrete Washout, visit their website, atlanticconcretewashout.com. And of course, visit our website, InsideTheBlueprint.com.